Hi and welcome to video 5 of the Stop the Flitter mini-series. With this video I am going to talk you through some of the weekly planning section. So to start off with, just briefly, the to-do this week list. So the idea with this is that you kind of write down your priorities for the week. These are your must-dos. And the key with this is to make sure that you are realistic with how much you're expecting you can get done in the week. So one of the things I often do with clients when they first come to me who are feeling overwhelmed and like they're kind of drowning underneath everything is actually sit down and look at how much time in the week that they have and how much time each activity is going to take. And quite often the two don't actually marry up. So maybe do that for yourself if you're feeling like kind of you're never getting anywhere. It may well be that actually you're just trying to fit way too much in and some stuff needs to be parked for a while. So it's always worth checking in on a weekly basis with your monthly plans. So what you've written down at the start of the month that you'd like to get done, go check with them, see if there's stuff that you need to pull through into the week, and that will keep you on track for the month ahead. Next, let's have a look here down at the I am grateful for, and taking time to recognise the good stuff in your life, the things that you really appreciate. So maybe it's people, maybe it's experiences you've had, maybe it's things that you've noticed when you've been out and about. These don't have to be big kind of wow moments. It's not about kind of changing the world or big stuff like that. This is about on a regular basis taking time and just recognizing those things around us, because our brains are defaulted to look for the negative stuff. So we're always beating ourselves up for the things that didn't go to plan. And that over time eats away at your confidence and your motivation. So there's loads of evidence out there that taking some time on a regular basis to just practice some gratitude can have a really long-term positive effect on your well-being and on your ability to solve problems and to be creative and to just thrive rather than feel like you're just getting by. You will read a lot out there that the ideal is to write down 3 things that you're grateful for every day. And that's brilliant. If you're in a place where you can do that, fantastic. But I know for a lot of you, that might feel a really overwhelming task right now. So that's why I've put it as a weekly task rather than a daily task, because taking that time once a week, it's a few moments, either at the start of the week or at the end of the week, whenever it works for you, or maybe just as and when they happen. So I don't want it to be one more thing that you feel that you're not getting done. I want it to be something that feels achievable, something that you can start to make a habit. The more that you can do it on a weekly basis, the easier it will then become to just notice them a little bit more. And yes, it is great to write them down, but actually if you can just start kind of having that little conversation with yourself as and when they happen and going, oh, do you know what, I'm really grateful for that right now. That's brilliant, and that's what we're aiming for. The next box down is your I will nourish myself by. So for those of you that have watched the previous video that was all about the promises section, this is where you really start to bring those promises that you have made yourself for the year ahead around how you're going to nourish your well-being, the things that you are going to do to keep you topped up. This is where you choose the stuff that feels good for you right now, and it will be different each week, and that's why I've done it. I've pulled through from the you thinking about it as a whole year and coming up with a selection is now about going, okay, what have you got going on this week? How are you feeling? Checking in with yourself and then saying, right, okay, this week I'm going to promise to do this. So for example, is it that actually you're feeling really tired, or you've your little one's teething, so maybe this week to nourish yourself you're going to go to bed early, you're going to switch off your computer at a certain time, your devices, your phones, social media, all that stuff. Maybe it's that you've been getting loads of headaches recently and you're dehydrated, so it needs to be that you're going to be drinking more water. Maybe it's making sure you have lunch, or going out for a walk, getting fresh air, catching up with somebody that you've not seen for ages. Anything, whatever it is, What are you going to do each week to nourish yourself? And this is, again, to support the fact that we need to be doing this on a weekly basis, on a regular basis, not just waiting until we're hitting empty. And then the last thing I just want to mention is the fact that obviously you've got 4 columns a week, and the only column that you have got labelled is back here, up here, where it says me. And after that you have got free reign to use them as you wish, and everybody does them differently, so just use them however works best for you. For some people it's morning, afternoon, evening. For some people they use one as a to-do list. Other people use them as a memories list, or maybe a list of one to keep track of a goal that you're working on at the moment. They're your columns to use how you want to use to get the most out of your diary. And that's it for this one, so take care for now. Bye.